Welcome, my beauties. Welcome to this week's episode of Lilith's Live Show. So happy to be with you here today on Samhain. Today we'll talk about Samhain and I'll show you how you can celebrate it and how you can connect to your ancestors and spirit guides with your own ritual. Hi to everyone on the recording. Please say hi to me in the comments. Let me know how you are doing today. Let me know if you've celebrated Samhain before. I'm sure that most of you have celebrated Halloween in the past, a modern variety of Samhain. But most people celebrating Halloween don't know what this special day and the ritual about it, what it's really about. So I look forward to diving into that today, and I'll also share about the other Celtic rituals a little bit and about this special occasion today of the blue moon, the second full moon this month. Hi to everyone who's joining me live. Welcome and happy Samhain. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Welcome, Elena. How are you today? Who else is here with me? Welcome, everybody. Happy Samhain. Great, so let's dive right in. Now, Samhain is a Celtic celebration. My main studies were in holistic shamanism, or as Michael Harner calls it, core shamanism, which is what all the shamanic traditions from all around the world have in common. But I also completed another training after my apprenticeship in Celtic shamanism. Since I was myself born in Salzburg, which is one of the many Celtic, one of the many places where the Celts lived. And I've always felt drawn to, the lightness of Celtic shamanism, and how we honor darkness in it, and how the light is born from the darkness. And also what I love about it is the strong connection with trees and with the earth. And also the magical spirit guides, which are very special in Celtic shamanism, like unicorns and fairies, for example. And another aspect that I love is the Celtic Wheel of the Year, which is marked by 8 celebrations. And they all have their origins in Celtic Ireland some 2,000 years ago. Or I actually shouldn't say that, because we know, for example, that shamanism was celebrated long before the Celts arrived in Ireland. Since some monuments there, like the Hill of Tara with the Mount of Hostages, are up to 5,000 years old. And these celebrations are really universal. You can see similar celebrations in all countries and cultures around the world, like in ancient Egypt. Since obviously the seasons, the elements, the sun, the moon, they affect us all, and they are the basis of these celebrations. Now, the only places where these traditions are different is around the equator, where the weather is similar all year round, and in places that have rainy season and dry season instead of winter and summer. But even there we find similarities, like Diwali in India, the festival of lights, which I love, which is celebrated at the same time as Samhain. Because of course, as human beings, no matter where we live on Earth, we all share the same human experience at the core, right? One that plays out between the seemingly opposites of life and death, darkness and light, night and day, sun and moon, masculine and feminine. And really, it's all a cycle, a sacred cycle, and the more actively we participate in it, the more alive we are, and the more we can make use of this wonderful gift that is life, that is the human experience. Good, so let me see who's here. So many of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Star. Hi, Natalia. Hi, Angelique. Hi, Chris. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing today? Any questions about what I shared so far? Thank you, Angelique. Yes, you are right. I'm dressed as the dark goddess herself today. One of whose many names, very fittingly, is my own. Hi, Kim, welcome. Exactly, Natalia is saying, connecting and hugging our darkness, end of light period. Yes, very true. Samhain divides the year in two halves, right? And so now we're entering into the dark half of the year. Hi, Chantal. Welcome. So the most important thing really is the act of observing rituals throughout the year itself. No matter where we live, no matter what culture, no matter what background, it is just really important because it's a great way to connect to each other if we do rituals together. It's a great way to connect to spirits and especially to consciously move through life as we become aware of the energies around us and how they change. And step into a co-creative relationship with them that will allow for us to shed what is no longer of use to us and call in what we need to live our purpose as incarnated souls on earth. Good. Any questions or sharings at this point, ladies? What moved in you as I was sharing about this? Hi, Patty. Welcome. Charlotte is doing fantastic. I love hearing that. Me too. I'm doing really, really fantastic. Often the full moon makes me like go into cat mode and I just need to nap and relax and retreat. But this full moon, I'm like full on. I can really feel the energy like supercharging me. It feels amazing. Hi, Natalia. Happy to have you here too. Hi, Annelie. Wonderful to have so many of my apprentices join me here today. That's beautiful. I so look forward to our ritual together later on. Good, so let's dive into the Celtic wheel of the year. So the first celebration is Imbolc at the start of February, also known as Bridget's Day or Candlemas, which marks the end of winter and celebrates the rebirth of the sun. It is where the threefold goddess energy changes from crone to maiden. It's a fire celebration where we light candles to celebrate. It's the first of the 4 fire festivals in the Celtic Wheel of the Year. And the next one is Ostara, which is spring equinox, where we celebrate the goddess of the spring, Ostara. And we celebrate the start of spring, right? And the balance between night and day, light and darkness, the feminine and the masculine. And then Beltane is at the start of May. And here we celebrate the start of summer. It's a celebration of fertility and sexuality, of unity between Father Sky and Mother Earth. And it's also the second of the Celtic fire festivals. And then there is Lita, which is the summer solstice celebration in midsummer, which is the longest day and the shortest night of the year, where we light bonfires to celebrate the power of the sun, all while being aware that we are going into the cold period of the year from now on. It's the third fire festival. Then we have Lugnasa, also called Lamas, at the start of August, which marks the first harvest. It's a time to celebrate the first fruits of the harvest, and it's also a time of intensity since there's a lot more work to do, but winter is also approaching. And although today it's not really our primary concern to get the harvest in, right? But I still feel that we have this tension mounting at the end of summer. Then we have Mabun, which is the autumn equinox. It's the second point of equilibrium in the year, but this time we go into the cold, into the darkness. So this is where darkness wins over light. So we give thanks to the earth on the second harvest festival and we start to retreat inwards. Mabun is always the most difficult one for me to celebrate, I find, because I love summer. Beltane is Lita is probably my summer solstice is probably my favorite one. But I love them all, but Mabun is the one I find difficult, which is why I have to observe it all the more. And then we have Samhain, which we celebrate today, which I'll talk about more in a second. First, I want to mention the last celebration in the Celtic Wheel of the Year, which is Yule. Christmas. Midwinter, the longest night of the year, where we celebrate the coming return of the light, which is the fourth fire festival of the year. And today is the third, Samhain, celebrated in the night between the 31st of October and the 1st of November. It was really a turning point in the Celtic year, like I said before, marking the end of the warm half of the year and the start of the cold half. So it's the celebration of the dead, where the Celts reconnected to their ancestors. And they saw this as a time where the sun had traveled down into the underworld. So the god of the underworld was now freed and able to walk the earth, bringing with him the dead. So the Celts dressed as evil spirits to ward off evil spirits and invite their ancestors into their home at the same time. And this was done by putting out plates of food for deceased loved ones that were then, after the festivities, given to the poor. If you're dressing up today, let me know what you're dressing up as. Last year I went as a witch, and then everybody was saying, but you don't have to dress up for that, you're already a witch. And I feel a little bit like that today as well. I've always felt very connected to the dark goddess. Good, let me check your comments for a moment. Wow, love the feminine energy that's so potent today in the comments. Yes, we're all queens and goddesses. I love that you've made that connection to Celtic shamanism. That's amazing, Angelique. Good. So, what else? So, I mean, the most important thing about this day of the year for us today is that the gateway to the other world is wide open. So the veils between all the different dimensions are very thin. And it's a great chance for us, especially for those of us who work with spirits, for our own healing and that of others. So if you have any healing work to do today, it is a great occasion to do that. It's also a great time to reach out for support from the spirits on the one hand, and also to actively help bring about healing to our ancestral line and to connect to loved ones who have made their transition. Those are the three most important things I feel. Now, before I dive deeper with how you can create your own ritual and talk about the blue moon as well, any questions about Samhain and the Celtic wheel of the year? Okay, not seeing any questions so far. Anything you want to ask? Any sharings coming up? Just pop them in the comments. I'll check them regularly. Now, today is an especially sacred day because it's not just Samhain, it's also the full moon. And it's not just any full moon either, but it is a blue moon. Now, a blue moon is the second full moon within one calendar month. We had a full moon on the 1st of October, and now on the last day of the month, we have the second. Now, blue moon in itself is a rare occasion. It only happens every 2 to 3 years. Okay, which is why we have that saying, once in a blue moon, right? And the next time a full moon will fall on Samhain will be in 19 years. Now, the next time a blue moon will fall on Samhain, we shall not see in this lifetime. It's really a once in a lifetime occasion to make us, to make use of this really potent night to come. So here's how you can create a ritual for yourself tonight. So what you can do is light a fire outdoors in a safe place, or indoors in a fireplace, or just light a candle to start the ritual. Now, if you want to do an outdoor ritual tonight, please make sure to cast a circle around you. I also recommend to do it inside, since not all of the spirits are friendly. and especially the middle world spirit, which you will find, excuse me. Now, not all the spirits are friendly, right? Especially the middle world spirits, which you find a lot when you go outside into nature. They're going to be very active tonight. Many of them are amazing helpers, but others are not. So draw a circle around yourself. And the simplest way to do that is to mark, to have 4 stones. I love using crystals, but it can be any stones really. And to mark the 4 directions. Okay, so you mark the north, then you go to the east, then to the south, and then to the east. This is how you cast the circle. And when you open the circle after the ritual, you do it in the opposite direction. So you go from west to south to east to north. If you live in the southern hemisphere, on the other hand, you need to do it the other way around. Good. So also, if you know how to clear and protect your personal energetic space, then please do that before starting your ritual. The simplest way to do that is to imagine yourself sitting inside of a circle. If you've drawn a circle, that you're already doing that. And to really envision this space as only filled by your energy. And if you feel that anything else is present inside it, you just breathe it out, okay? Just breathe it out. Good. Now you can either drum if you have a shamanic drum, or you can put on a drum tape if you want to go with a trance state, or you can just go with the silence, okay, to go within. Especially when you're out in nature, that can be a really nice thing to do, to listen to all the nature sounds around you. And then relax your body, feel into your breathing, flow out of your mind and into your heart. And when you feel that you're fully present, then let an intention arise from your heart space. What would you like this ritual to help you with? Now, great Samhain intentions are, for example, to make a wish that you would like to have the spirits help you with. The blue moon will really help this process along too. It's not for nothing that the full moons are called wishing moons. Now, this will obviously only really work if you accept responsibility for the action part to make this wish come true, right? The spirits can only provide the energy, but you have to manifest it through aligned action, okay? They can't do that for you. Another beautiful intention would be to connect to your ancestors to help guide you on your path, or to connect to a loved one who has made their transition, or to help your ancestral line to heal. It's another beautiful intention, going in with the question, how can I make myself an instrument for healing tonight? I love those kinds of intention when we, when we are of service, when we're willing to be of service, because that always serves us too in the end, often in bigger ways than we can imagine. So once you're clear on your intention, invite the kind, supporting spirits to join you in the ritual. Definitely the spirit of this beautiful blue moon and the fire spirit that you've activated with your fire or with your candle, and any other spirits who would like to offer their help to you. If you know how to work with your spirit team, obviously also invite them in. And then give space to whatever arises within you. Maybe you feel like dancing. Maybe you want to sit in silence for a long time. Maybe you want to ground yourself in the earth by stomping or hugging a tree. Maybe you want to do a walking meditation in the forest. Just let the energies and spirits around you work through you, and just stay present to what is moving within you, feeling whatever wants to come up. And then when you really enter the ritual on a deeper level, probably an emotional process will set in. Maybe tears want to roll, maybe a belly laugh is coming up, maybe you feel angry and you want to scream. Whatever it is, let it happen, okay? It's all part of the process, and it's really perfect that way. When the process has come to an end, come back to ordinary reality, to your normal consciousness, by ending the ritual. Okay, so you thank all the energies and the spirits present, and then you open the circle again if you've cast one, and you blow out the candle. and then go to sleep directly after the ritual, and be prepared for the ritual to keep working within you as you sleep and give you further shifts and insights through your dreams. This is how you can solicit the help of your subconscious, of your unconscious, because lots of things can then move and shift and be free for you. And if you remember any dreams upon waking, absolutely write them down before you forget them. They might have really important messages for you. Any questions about the ritual? Now for my apprentices and the transformation members, we'll celebrate together tonight, okay? So 8:30 p.m. on Zoom, I have a special shamanic journey prepared for you, where you will all be able to connect to your ancestors and other supporting spirits while celebrating yourself. It's gonna be very, very special. Let me see your comments. Yes, lovelies. Sweden, Finland, you're in the north of the northern hemisphere. So you start from the north to cast a cycle. Ah, Natalia is looking like a witch herself with her long blue dress. My dress that I'm wearing is also very long, it goes down to my ankles. Is it advisable to invite ones who recently passed away? Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah. Sometimes when it's very recent, you will probably not be able to reach them because they will be in the bardo, in the world between the worlds. But that's fine. There's no harm in inviting them. And often what comes up is you activate the imprint that their personality has left inside of yourself, so you can feel close to them and connect to them, which is beautiful. Could I please repeat the protection with the stones? Yes, so to cast a circle, the easiest way to do it is with 4 crystals or any kinds of stones. And you start in the north. You just put the stone down in the north, and then you put another stone down in the east. Then you put another stone down in the south, and another one in the west. Okay, so you draw a circle around yourself. Ooh, you already made you did a ritual for your ancestors, Martina, in nature. I love that. That's amazing. Good. So another thing that you can do tonight to capture the energy of this special Samhain blue moon is to leave your crystals out in the moonlight so they can soak up the energies. So if you want to use your crystals during the ritual, you can do that, and afterwards you can leave them outside. You can leave them on the windowsill or in your garden if you have one. And if you're watching this on the replay, then don't worry. You can still, if you're missing tonight's occasion, you can still do it tomorrow night or even the next day, okay? Because All Saints and All Souls are also really powerful days to celebrate. And the full moon energy will be really present too. Just don't forget to do this ritual. It is really, really so potent. It will be amazing. Now, I'd love to know in the comments who finds it difficult to go into the dark part of the year. I know I do. Who else prefers the summer and the light and is a little bit disheartened when the colder season starts? Now the light comes easily to me, much more easily than the darkness. I love heat in summer, and I find it hard to relax in the cold and the dark. And I feel it's like that for most of us, right? And that's why it's even more important to consciously go into the dark. Because life is made out of both in equal measure, right? Life is cyclic and we need to enter the dark part of life. Okay, it's not optional. We do it anyway. If we don't do it consciously, then we will manifest the darkness from our own unconscious, and that can be very uncomfortable. And then we'll find ourselves in drama and struggle wherever we go, which is really not nice. Because the thing is that darkness, death, it's not the end. It's just the end of one cycle. But then comes the next. Then comes rebirth, right? And when we go consciously into the dark, it's like a mercy. We get to shed what no longer belongs. We get to shed our old skin, our old habits that keep us down or keep us small. And we then emerge from this surrender into the light again. And we are reborn. And if this journey, this natural journey, is not respected, if it's not celebrated, which it isn't in our societies, right? Then things get difficult, right? We manifest illnesses and fights, and life just feels like a struggle, which is why we need to create space for this in our private lives. If we want to grow with grace, right, and fulfill our purpose and continuously step into the next brightest version of ourselves. Now, I'm holding the next Shamanic Yoga online retreat in March of next year, early March, and it will be a 15-day extended ritual, a ritual descent where we go into the lower world and all the way down into the underworld to meet the dark goddess. It's a ritual death ceremony that will be followed by an incredible ascension process and ultimately rebirth. So if you want to become the next level version of yourself, if you're ready to step into your power fully, if you're ready to magnify your positive impact in the world, to fully live your healing mission and live with self-love and confidence and be a bright light, then I really invite you to step up and go on this journey of ego death with me. You will shed everything that is no longer of use to you, and you will emerge as the woman you want to be and that you were born to be. You have the link to check out the details of the retreat in the description of this live. I'm popping the link into the comments for you as well. And although this ritual is 15 days long, it is still fully compatible with a full life. Okay, and it's perfect for COVID times because you can do it from home. The practices are pre-recorded, and there's also a live element, which you can also watch as a replay. Okay, so you can schedule it all at your convenience, and you don't have to travel for it. And this right now is the last chance to sign up for the Dark Goddess online retreat with the early bird prize and with an incredible 5 months payment plan as well. The price will go up in 48 hours and the payment plan will go down to 4 months. And if you join us right now, you will get an amazing bonus so that you can start now as we go into the dark half of the year. Because I'm going to include my complete inner child healing series as a free bonus for you. Because we cannot hope to be confident, proud, strong women if we have lots of little wounded child aspects that we carry around within ourselves. We need to heal those first, and you can start doing that today with my Inner Child Healing Series, where you go through the 8 most common inner child wounds to heal trust issues, feelings of unworthiness, where you process anger and sadness, where you heal money wounds, and where you really connect to your purpose so that you will emerge feeling safe and loved and peaceful and happy and abundant and really clear about your mission. And you can start this journey now and complete it in the next 8 weeks to finish 2020 strong and start the new year with ease, feeling relieved, light, and joyful. And then we will celebrate the end of winter and the start of spring with our 15-day ritual of death and rebirth. It will be absolutely fantastic. It can't be described with words how powerful it is when women come together in sacred ritual. It just magnifies what happens to each and everyone who joins. Women have gone through rituals like this since the start of time. And I have completed several ritual descents myself, and I can't emphasize enough how necessary this is if we don't want to get dragged down into the dark. Because we go into the dark no matter what. It's part of the cycle of life. So if you want to feel, less stress, less worry, less fear, and more magic, better health, better relationships, more energy, more abundance in your life, then try the feminine path. Okay, this is the shortcut. So join us for this journey of a lifetime. Go to the link now, shamanicyoga.love/descent, to check it out. I'm already so excited about it. I'm already planning the sessions. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Good. Any questions about anything that we've covered in this session? Before I go off to go from door to door with my little one, and then we're going to carve a pumpkin. It's going to be beautiful. We already had an amazing morning ritual. Now we're going to complete the day this way, so look forward to it. Charlotte is in love with winter. That's great. I love it. Kim also. That's great. So many winter girls here. That's amazing. I love it. If you find it easy to go into the dark, that's really great. Angelique, you're like me. Chantal is too. Seasonal affective disorder. Yeah, I feel prone to winter depression. Only since I've given birth to my son, though. I didn't have that so much before. Natalia, that's amazing that you already had a Selwyn dream. How beautiful. Thank you, Patty. I will enjoy trick or treat. It's gonna be fun with a 4-year-old. He's dressing up as a lion. He's so sweet. Actually, that's a really good question, Angelique. If carving pumpkins is also part of Celtic shamanism, I have no idea. I really have no idea. I don't. I don't know if things like this are, if we know about these kinds of things, because not everything is handed down to us. There's actually a lot of things that we don't know about the Celts. But the beautiful thing is that when you do shamanic journeys, you can connect to all of that wisdom. I don't know if those details are important, though. I don't think they are. But I really look forward to doing it. I haven't ever done it before, actually, but I love how it looks like with the candle inside, and I'm gonna make pumpkin soup from the insides. It's gonna be beautiful. Good lovelies, especially to all those of you who are on the recording. If questions about Samhain or anything else that we've covered here are coming up, please let me have them in the comments. Also, any sharings about your own celebrations, about your own rituals, I'd love to know. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful time celebrating Samhain and the blue moon tonight. Here's to your magic. Mwah. Lots of love to you all. Bye for now.